Could you just identify yourself, sir?
I'm Jeff Zarowski from Downers Grove.
And why are we here today talking to you?
Well, I was in court this morning defending myself. I've been, there's an attempt to prosecute me for speaking out against our government.
And specifically, how were you doing that and what did you say?
Well, the outrage that I feel inside has motivated me to express myself, exercise my First Amendment right, and what I did was create a 4-foot tall by approximately 12-foot long sign that said "Impeach Bush and Cheney, liars," and I displayed that on a pedestrian overpass above I-355 in unincorporated DuPage County. Also had a American flag displayed upside down, and the intent was to warn my neighbors that our leaders have betrayed us and that we're in trouble.
I see. And you had a partner in that, is that correct?
That's right, my friend Sarah Crowolf.
Is she here?
She's right here next to me.
Oh, by golly, she is
Hello.
here. Hi, so you're part of this as well.
Yes, I am.
So you held the other end of the sign, I would imagine.
Yes, I did.
Okay. And, what is, some of your motivation for doing this?
This country's in distress. The administration is running us into the ground. No more. Enough's enough. No more sitting on my duff.
Okay. And how did this confrontation start? The police came up to you while you were displaying the sign?
Yes. State Highway Patrolman came up to the overpass where we was at, the walk path, and said he sees our message, understands we're sending a message out. However, he asked us to remove the sign and the flag, and we obliged. Said yeah.
Okay.
So we took it down, and he explained that we needed to check into permits and so forth and so on. Then after we took the sign down and the flag down, then 3 deputy sheriffs showed up and further to question us, and one sheriff seemed to be very upset with the message, especially the upside down flag, stating that the flag being turned upside down was a disrespect to the troops and to the United States. And I explained to him, no, the upside down flag represents that this country is in distress. And the people of this country need to wake up and see what this administration is doing to us. He took our information, and then as we were told that we were allowed to leave, his last statement was that he would talk to the state's attorney and do everything that he could to see us again.
Okay, so you took that as a threat, then?
Yeah, no. I mean, when it happened, we was just blown away with how this deputy sheriff was reacting, being a professional. So it was, we figured everything was fine. We were told we were free to go. So.
Well, Jeff, what happened then?
Sarah and I discussed it on the way home, and we both came to the conclusion that if they really had a good legitimate reason to arrest us, that we would have been arrested on site there. 3 weeks passed, and I got up in the morning to go out for my walk, and I was greeted by a DuPage County Sheriff's deputy who told me that there was a warrant out for my arrest.
And what happened then?
I asked him a warrant. I was shocked. I didn't make the connection that anything that I had done on the overpass 3 weeks prior would have led to an arrest warrant. I asked him what the arrest warrant was for, and he said, "Have you missed a court date on a traffic violation?" And I said, "No, sir." He said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." He said, "Why don't you come to the car with me, and we'll take a look at the warrant." And at that point, the flags are going up that something's not right here. And he said then, "Jeff, we can do this one of 2 ways. You can be a gentleman and come with me peacefully, or I can call for backup and we'll take you in. Now, what's it going to be?" And then he explained to me that he was there doing his job, that a judge had signed this arrest warrant, and that I needed to go and get processed. If I had $100 or a credit card, I'd be able to bail myself out. So I decided that I wasn't going to argue with him at that point, and I went to the car. I was handcuffed, and at that point he shuffled through some papers and found the warrant, and said that he had read the wrong warrant. That's where the confusion comes in, apparently, that he at first thought it was on a traffic violation. So then he asked if anything I'd done on May 6th, would that have been reason for this arrest warrant? And at that point it clicked, and I realized that I was being arrested for the display on the bridge that day.
So even though you were going along with as a gentleman, he still felt he needed to handcuff you?
Apparently so. Apparently so.
Okay. It's surprising how dangerous people who want peace are.
Yeah. The reckless conduct charge is, I really have to stretch my imagination to consider that I'm a peaceful protester and trying to raise awareness and warn my neighbors, and at the same time I'm going to endanger them. It doesn't make any sense to me.
So what, I understand there are 3 charges that are pending against you now?
Yes.
Could you outline those for us?
Well, the original arrest warrant reads disorderly conduct for knowingly without a county permit staging a war protest on this overpass and causing traffic disturbance because unknown objects were being thrown from the bridge. That charge has now been amended. There are 2 additional counts, one being reckless conduct, again for endangering motorists because these unknown objects were being tossed onto the highway. And the 3rd count is unauthorized display of sign.
I see. And so, you certainly, I'm assuming, denying these charges that you threw anything or were being reckless in any way.
That's right. There was nothing thrown from the bridge.
Okay. Well, let's see what Sarah has. How did you get further involved in this?
Well, I found out that Jeff was arrested, and at that time I wasn't near my home, and I was going to turn myself in the following morning, but realizing it was a holiday weekend, I opted not. I turned myself into the Naperville Police Department, where I live in Naperville, and they too, after turning myself in, they came in and handcuffed me, walked me outside and put me in a vehicle, and drove me around back, processed me. I was in for about 2 hours.
And so you don't feel you were recklessly endangering anyone either, or throwing anything off the bridge?
I'm not going to do something that I stand against, which is the senseless endangerment and destruction of innocent lives. No.
Well,
nothing left my hands. Nothing.
Well, Jeff, where do you stand right now? I understand you have an attorney who's representing you pro bono.
Yes. There's been some press coverage. Christy Gutowski from the Daily Herald wrote an article that appeared on the front page that day, the first day of court, and attorney Sean Collins from Naperville read this article, and he was very upset to learn what happened to Sarah and me. And I was put in touch with him, and he has offered to represent us pro bono, and both Sarah and I are very grateful for that offer. We think Sean Collins is the right guy. He's very passionate about the free speech aspect of this case, and we think that he's the right guy for us. We're very thankful